Master Danny Rensch here. We have a chess rivals getting set to start between two friends and rivals. Gonna find Mr. Finzo905 and challenge him to a game. We have agreed on 3-0, first to four, so best of seven, I guess, if you're old school. Rocking my Gambit tee today. Check out gambit.com for me. Do it. Challenge is sent. Watching Bonesy versus Gibadari. Not anymore, I am, though. We now have liftoff. Best of luck to John. Not that he ever really needs it against me. Playing d4 today. We'll start out with an IMSO move order. See what he wants. He's going for a Collie Tory. That's interesting. Collie Tory London kind of system without a stonewall. Since I've fully committed myself with e6, it's definitely going to be, I can't play my normal like fianchetto setup, so instead I'm going to take on d4 before he even tries to play d5 and go for an isolated queen pawn type position, which should be fun. IQPs, right? Isolated queen pawns, perhaps I'll take on c3 and play a hanging pawn structure at some point. These are nothing but dangerous, though. He's definitely going to get the attack and put pressure on my king side. I'm going to look to simplify the pressure as I can. Normally, an isolated queen pawn, the minor piece trades, as long as I'm not changing the structure too significantly, should be okay for me. So he's going to get the bishop pair. He's going to get the bishop pair. He has to spend a little bit of time to do it. So I'll go ahead and play knight to d7 with the idea that if he takes d7, I'll take with the queen. Takes f6, I'll take with the knight. A simplification that, again, maybe it's not ideal for me, but should have been okay. So if I take e5 with the pawn, takes, bishop back, he has bishop h6, and I'm going to lose the exchange. The other idea is to play knight to b4 here. Either right now or next move, and undermine the bishop's protection of the e4 knight. I kind of like that idea. Feels to me like he's definitely risking it. Ah, no, he's not risking it. I'm just blundering. Well, that's frustrating. Not a good way to start things off, right? I think I'm going down the exchange at least, if not a rook. Huh. Oops. Let's play bishop h4 and see if we can make it weird. I don't even know what I could possibly do here to try to hold on. But I just blundered that. Knight d5, I forgot that knight was needed to guard f6, so focused on undermining my opponent's bishop protection of the knight, and early morning, let's get some coffee, right? Let's avoid blunders for the rest of the chess rivals, Dan. Okay, good, note to self. But we'll see, maybe I can mix it up, and I'm not resigning yet. I fully expect John to be able to wiggle his way through the tactics that I created here. And he goes for it. I can play bishop back to e7. Which is interesting, right? And then maybe he has to go somewhere, and I can actually then maybe just take on d7. I'm not sure that was the best move by John. That might have allowed me to wiggle my way out, unless he has some tactic here that I'm missing. Because now the bishop is hanging and the knight on d7 is hanging, so if he goes back to g3, I have a few options. I could even take d3, and if he takes f8, I take e4. I might end up getting a couple pieces for the rook, which would really be good. If I take d3, if he takes with the queen, well, then I take on d7, and now somehow I've got the bishop pair instead of him getting the bishop pair. So queen d6 might have been trying too hard. Why didn't he just play like queen h3, I wonder? I could take d7, I guess, though. Maybe that's why. Aha. So he goes for this. So now I have to take with the bishop. And if he takes with the knight, I take here. If he takes f8, I take, he takes. And then I'm going to take on d3, and it's going to get weird, huh? I'm going to go down the exchange, it looks like. but I'm going to get a pawn for it, right? The d4 pawn's going to fall. So he's going to go for this. I'm going to take here. And he's going to try to get his knight out, but it's a mess, right? So indeed he does that, but I have bishop a6. I can also take f2 with check. But why not just play bishop a6 first? I don't see any reason not to. Now perhaps take on b2 and then back up, or take e3 and go get the knight. Oh, if I take e3 and attack the knight, he has knight e5. Lucky dog. If I take b2, I got to go fast here. That's the other thing, right? We're getting down on time a little bit. I'm going to go for this and play rook here. And take here. So I'm down the exchange, but I've got a couple pawns for it. Sort of have a couple pawns for it. I do have a couple pawns for it, but is that going to be enough? Likely not. Well, I'm probably better, honestly, unbiasedly. But I'm probably better. Became a slop fest in the end. Neither side really deserved to win that game. I guess I get a little more credit than I gave myself for somehow swindling my way out of that blunder, huh? But I mean, you know, unbiasedly, I'm better up the exchange, and here I'm probably just winning. But I realized I had 2 seconds to his 4, and I had no chance. So I started playing whatever moves I could. Even here, I can't lose if I just take and back up. But okay, John takes it. Understandably, I need to speed up a little bit. I understand that. I hear all of your criticism. Slightly faster chess. John is, you know, he's always been a little faster than me with the mouse. That's the truth. So I need to play high quality chess and focused chess in order to maintain a decent position on the clock if I'm gonna win these chess rivals matches. Because John is fast, and I don't like my chances in those ugly time scrambles. To be honest, I feel like I can outplay him if I play good games. So this is a Pierce, kind of a modern type of Pierce. It's sort of a weird one. Position gets a little messy here. Probably doing okay here, though. I don't know that this is the best approach from black. What's he going to do? Play b3? That'd be interesting, right? Oh, I think b3 might have been better, followed by knight to c5. But okay, now we have all kinds of business to come try to do. All kinds of business, all kinds of shenanigans possible now. A lot of pieces on the queen's side. If I take, he takes. Knight f5 check, king back. Almost feels good there, doesn't it? If I play knight f5 right away, and he takes, and then I take with the queen, and he takes, and I play knight to g5, feels really risky for him. Takes, knight check. Knight f5 right away, let's say. Takes, queen takes, g takes f5, knight to g5. He's sort of frozen. He has f4. Keeps me from bringing the rook up. So I'm gonna believe that I don't quite have enough to just go all out at this point. I might play knight f5 anyway, and if takes, take it with the knight, and then play h4. I think I'm gonna do that. Take with the knight, Play h4. Took a little bit too much time there, but I'm better in this position. There's definitely pressure. And I maybe should put my rook on b1 at some point. You get that sort of full board pressure, increase the chances your opponent might blunder tactically. So now this is my idea. I wish there was more easy ways to bring in pieces, right? But it's not so simple. So he goes back, and now I'm going to go back, I think, and kind of invite the trade. I thought we might get this, and if knight g5, he has queen there. So that's his idea. So I'm going to play rook to b1 while I have the time, put some pressure on the b file, sort of irritate that knight there, and I might even be threatening rook b6 in some positions, right? So he goes there, and I'm gonna bring the queen back and say, all right, you win. You win. I'm not checkmating you anymore. He's going to take with the pawn, but can't I? Oh, I thought maybe I had a chance to take here. Queen takes. There's no way to undermine him directly, huh? Knight takes, queen takes. I move the queen somewhere. It feels nice, right? But feeling nice and being nice are two different things. Still lots of pressure. I feel like I should just speed up. At some point, if f4, queen e2, rook g8, hitting the pawn, I have knight g5, and if he plays h6, he may not even be threatening to take it, because I have ideas like queen h5 check in some position. So yeah, so he's aware of that scenario. And now maybe I just bring the knight into g5 kind of early. Potentially that loses the d5 pawn. Darn it. Darn it. Where's my discipline? I need to play more disciplined chess here. It's frustrating. All right. So what's he going to do now? Try to put the knight on d3, I guess. I'm going to try to bring him forward, try to provoke him to come forward and create some weaknesses possibly. He goes there, but is he really threatening? I'm not sure he's actually threatening anything. So if takes, he takes, he is threatening something. So I have to... Oh, what am I doing? That's not going to be smart. That's two passed pawns. I don't know that that was a very good idea for me. What is his threat? Probably I should have taken the rook. And I say probably as in I should have. But I didn't. Oh, how did I do that? Did I have a win there? Oh, man. I just lost track of that whole position. That was tough, huh? Somehow here, even with a better position as we headed toward time pressure, I wasn't able to hold up. He went with the Hikaru Nakamura special, which... So, okay, so possibly here I should kill counterplay with c4, but it didn't lead to much. I think b3 and the knight c5 was better, but here... Here I feel good. Maybe knight f5 is premature, perhaps rook to b1, that sort of full board pressure. Especially, I didn't really realize how strong this idea of rook to b6 might have been at some point, so maybe I should have gone for that. This seems a little immature, premature in hindsight, and that if I had already had the rook on b1, I'm not sure we don't get anything sort of similar. If I'm already playing a move like rook b6, it's kind of difficult, I think, for him, but but a wild one for sure. A fun one. Once he got those pawns, I honestly blundered d5. I should have just backed up um, I should have just backed up and guarded the d pawn perhaps. But okay. So let's rematch and keep it going. It's best of 7, so I'm not out of it yet. I got to get a win here. Got to get a win. Where's he at? Well, he's still taking a minute. Apparently, he just sent me a rematch, so I'll accept it. Yeah, that is strange. That was weird. So, okay, we continue now. He mixes it up. Knight f3. G3. Okay. I don't really have a great system against this stuff, honestly. Don't have anything perfectly worked out against just purely traditional King's Indian attack. Because there's a lot of things I can play, but I'm saying I don't have something that just jumps out as my favorite thing to do, you know. But okay. These positions are always interesting. Kind of rich, I think. And we are in something relatively original already, I think. Decently original this is. Almost Original. Sounds like a good band name, right? Almost Original. Almost Original. I played a chess game. Or is that a country song, not a band name, yeah? All right, well, we continue to play our almost original position. White's probably a little better here. He's probably a little better. So I got to stay focused on equalizing. Stay focused on staying up on the clock. So he played there. Interesting. What am I missing? I have to be missing something. I can also bring the bishop back and gain a tempo on the queen, right? And then play knight to d5. That seems maybe wise. Actually, should I take with the pawn even? That isolated pawn in the open file might be worth something. I just saw that he had that. It's a little irritating, huh? I gotta play g6, looks like. If he's gonna take, I'm gonna have to take. Still kind of a mess, right? If he opens the f file, I have this bishop on c5, and yeah, he kind of agrees. It's not so simple. So if I play there, and he says I'm gonna go take everything, is there a potential backlash for that? Is there potential backlash for that? I hope so. I think there might be. Yeah. Not exactly sure why I thought this might work. Ugh. Not exactly sure. I'm just blundering pieces today. Ugh, frustrating. Yup. Yup. Yeah, resilient. All right, well, epic comeback, right? That's going to have to be. Epic comeback starts right now in true Peyton Manning fashion. Well, that wasn't good. Being a little too careless right now with the tactics I'm inviting. This chess rivals could be a 4-0 sweep. Could be a 4-0 sweep. If I'm not careful. That is what we are headed toward. Interesting. I guess I'll take it. We will open up for the middle game. I don't even have a plan here. That's why I'm frustrated. Maybe try to put my knight on e4. He goes for it. He goes for it. All right, I'm going to try to induce the opening of that diagonal. A lot of strange tactics to calculate here, actually. I mean, if he plays e5, I can even consider this knight takes h6. Okay, if e5, knight f5, bishop f2 check, I move the king. He backs up. There's so many moves there. There's knight takes g7. There's bishop takes f7, deflecting the king and knight. There may be knight to d6 in some positions. It seems really risky for him, right? But doesn't mean it's not good. I mean, he's doing his best to calculate it right now as well. He decides he's not going to go for that. At least not right away. It's a good move. I wish I could take with the bishop. Right? Would seem like one possible idea in a different universe. In some other parallel universe that is not our own. I think I'm just trying to defend right now. Trying to defend and play somewhat solidly. Interesting. I doing? God. I just suck right now. F&A, Cotton. All right, it's going to get weird. Weird in that I'll be lucky if I'm not checkmated within a few moves. Oh. Well, that stinks. Four-oh sweep, looking like it for Johnny boy. I'd have to flag him completely cheaply here. Might as well let him have the thrill of checkmate, right? Well, that was disappointing. Those first couple of games were a lot closer, and those last couple of games weren't very good. But it's a short chess rivals. It's not a best of 12 or anything, so not really a lot of time here. No more time for an epic comeback. We're going to have to do it again in the next chess rivals that we have a chance to play. And I got to pick up my game. I got to pick up my game. I know. I hear you, dog. Some interesting games earlier, though. I don't even know. I'm sure I was worse out of the opening in this one. Not the best Scandinavian here. Not the best Scandinavian for me, I don't think. That's the other thing, is I pretty much spend no time looking at these games. He's played the same openings. Maybe I should take a look at what he plays. Let's see if I can improve my chess. But I'm not going to. Anyway, well, it was fun. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to John. Subscribe to my channel. Look for us to keep this thing going. And look for more people to get involved in the Chess Rivals action. I'm trying to get more and more people who want to do this. It's not just me and John, but we know we're your favorites, so we know you're not upset about that anyway. All right, everybody. Peace out. Peace, love, and happiness.